Walter Disney Elias Disney was born on December 5th, 1901 in Chicago, Illinois. Walt is the fourth of 5 children. Elias and Flora Disney were their parents. His childhood was marked by economic hardship, his father always changing from one job to another. He spent his childhood in a farm in a village of Missouri. There, he lived surrounded by nature and animals. His mom would read classic tales to him, and that's when his interest for drawing started to grow inside him. In 1909, his dad got sick, and the whole family had to move to Kansas City. During that time, Walt was selling newspapers and occasionally making some money with his caricatures. He enrolled in the Kansas City Art Institute, where he learned his first notions about drawing techniques. It was then, during those teenage years, when he discovered the cinema, an invention he was passionate about since the very beginning. In 1917, he went back to Chicago with his family. He found a job at an advertising agency where he met Uber Ewing, which is a talented cartoonist who would become his partner in crime in all their adventures throughout years. They together decided to create their own company of animated films, but they had to close it down soon after because of the financial failure of one of their most important clients. In 1923, Disney decided to move to Hollywood. However, the film industry didn't welcome Disney as nicely as he had expected. So, he decided to create his own animation business with his brother Roy.
In October 1923, Disney's Brothers Studio was created. A year later, Ube Iwerks joined the company and Walt could stop working as an animator to dedicate his time to the task he had always been more qualified for, the creation of characters, plots and directing. In 1925, Walt married Lillian Bounds, a young worker of the studio, with whom he had 2 daughters, Diane Marie, born in 1935. When the couple already thought they could never have children, and Sharon May, adopted in 1936. In 1926, they moved to bigger studios and they changed the name to Walt Disney Studios. Everything seemed to be going full steam ahead, but the company suffered an important misfortune when its most important client took over the rights of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. This character, created by Disney, had been the protagonist of the most famous short films of the studio. In 1928, convinced not to fall into a similar trap, they looked for a new character. Designed by Iwerks and using Walt's voice, Mortimer Mouse came to the world, who would soon be renamed as Mickey Mouse. A star had been born. Mickey Mouse turned into a success in no time. Walt, always on the lookout for innovation, hurried to incorporate sound in the Mickey movies, and in November 28, Steamboat Willie was released. A total success for both the public and the critics. A workaholic himself, Disney had a series of health crises that led him at the end of 1931 to go on a long vacation to Europe with his wife. There, they were influenced by European arts.
In 1934, Mickey was already surrounded by Minnie, Pluto, Goofy, and the short-tempered and witty Donald Duck. When he had already built a name in the Hollywood industry, Walt Disney decided to produce the first full-length cartoon film in the history of movie, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, 1937. The movie was a total success, but if left Disney in debt for almost the rest of his life. In December 1966, after making a dream come true by constructing Disneyland, a huge amusement park based on his character, the Bangban magician died due to a lung cancer. This was only a few months before The Jungle Book was released. Some as his movie, Walt Disney himself is surrounded by legend since the minute he was born till his die. Walt Disney was a complete pioneer. His movie mean a turning point in the history of cinema. His legacy is still growing and his more than 80 full-length movies are still enjoyed by millions of people around the world.
Walt Disney is known as the greatest and most influential motion picture producer and showman, famous for his creation of cartoon films and the empire of Disneyland. It is shown that his ability and successes as a transformational leader. Disney had found something he loved and wanted to do with his life. Walt Disney had a vision and did everything in his power to make this vision a reality. The process he went through to get the empire he developed showed how he changed and transformed as a leader. Disney's dream became true due to the fact that he had the four main leader characteristics. The four leader characteristics are vision, rhetorical skills, image and trust building, and personalized leadership. Disney motivates people through his animation and help portray his ideas. These motivation and ideas help shape society during his reign in the animation world. Not only was Disney the main animator in Hollywood, he also developed programs to help children develop artistically. Disney wanted all children to have the opportunity to succeed in anything they want to do.